Boy, look at all the crap this walnut is dropping on top of our barn. And the tree is declining, dropping branches, and the bad part on taking it down is it leans in toward the barn. So we're getting it set up. I put a rope around it. Gotta have some insurance. Got a rope tied around it there. And we're gonna be using a rope to assist getting this one down. Let me go down here and we'll look at this tree from the ground. And I'm gonna pause this thing for a minute and I'll restart it here. Well, let me grab my stick. Yeah, here's this tree, black walnut tree. Not a very big tree. It's 12 inches diameter at breast height. And it's about 60 feet tall. I just measured it, and 60 feet tall. And it's got 7 or 8 feet, about 7 feet. I paced off 7 feet of back lean. Is leaning toward the barn. It's leaning that way, toward the barn. And if you've been with me when we've talked about wedging, I can get a, let me see here, get my stick log scale. Okay, back of the hinge will be about there. I'll have, get from the back, start from back of the hinge right there to my wedging point. I've got about 10 inches. So we got 10 inches. This is a 60-foot tree. That's 720 inches. So we've got 70 segments. You got 70 10-inch segments or more. Now a 50 segment tree, I always figure the maximum is about 10 feet of back lean. You go up to 60 segments and we're looking at 8 feet back lean max. And you get to a 70 segment tree, I'm looking at 6 feet max. Well, I know I'm at 7 feet. So I'm past what I would normally say is the maximum. And the problem is you got a barn over here we don't want to hit. So when you're working at the maximum, you got to mitigate. So what we're going to do, we got a rope over here. I'm going to put a snatch block out there, run it back to the Kubota, and get it tensioned up and make our cuts, and then we'll see about pulling it over. And anyway, I'm going to use wedges and the rope. We get it set up and get wedges in there for insurance, but the rope's got to be a big part of this one because we're past our maximum numbers and we've got the barn here we don't want to hurt. So I'm going to turn this off while I'm setting up my rope and the block and getting hooked up to the Kubota. So I'll be back soon and we'll get this baby on the ground. And here we are. We've got her set up. We've got, I don't know if you can see it, we've got a rope running up the tree over to a little tree, hickory in the woods. And the rope's coming back there to the Kubota. And it sounds like the wife's having trouble with the lawnmower. Okay, so I'm going to make my cuts. As I make my cuts, I'm going to be putting wedges in the back, get her wedged up good. Get her wedged up and see how it goes pounding wedges then. So here we go. Let me go get my wedges. Anyway, I'll be making the front cut just about opposite where the camera is, and then the back cuts here toward the camera. So drop those right here. Okay, and we're ready to fire up. Okay, now we've got the front of the front hinge established, and I punched through, cut up to make the back of the hinge. Now we got one side cut out. And we'll get a wedge in there. There we go. Got her caught with a wedge. Now we'll cut the other side out. Okay, got her cut out. Now get my ear up here where I can hear what's going on. And let's put in a wedge here. Okay, and I'm going to go back up the Toyota or the Kubota a little bit, snug that up and see how it's doing. Yeah, I've taken some tension off of that with the wedges, so I'm going to back her up a little bit. Now I've got that tensioned up good again, so we'll tap those wedges and see if we can make her move. Is she going? Okay, we'll snug that up a little more. Okay, put a little more pull on it, and we'll see if we can move her. Oh boy. Okay, stand back and breathe a minute. See what we're doing. Well, it's lifting the back of it. Yeah, we got that stem almost vertical now. Got a lot of weight on that back side yet. Let's see how tight this is. We'll pound on them a little more before we tighten that anymore. Here we go. Okay, and time for an oxygen break again. We're getting there. We're getting her lifted. I said before in these videos that if you're wedging one near the limits, it isn't fun. And you can see why. There's a lot of lifting to be done, and it's all heavy hitting. And you can see now I've got it pretty much vertical, but we got that back weight yet. Okay, we're getting close. And you can see what I say, doing these at the limits is no fun. Got that baby tipped quite a ways. Got 3.5 inch wedges. So we've got the back end of that butt log 4.5 inches up, and you go up the tree, and the tree is past vertical, but the crown is still heavy to the back. Okay. Oh dang, it says I got 4 minutes left. Crumb. I'm going to turn this off while I get something to wedge that with. Okay, take a look at that tree. Look how far we've tipped it. That stem is way over center, but she's still hanging on. So I am out of, I don't have a chunk of wood here to wedge that with. And I've got some slack in that rope now, so I'm going to back up with the thing Let's see if that'll go with a little more tension. Got her pretty tight. It moved, my God. There she goes. And naturally it's hanging up in other stuff. Can't win. About got her whipped. It's loaded up. It's caught a limb on something there. She's moving. Just stand back and be patient. Don't stand around it too close. I can hear it talking. This is when it'd be nice to have a skidder run in there and push on it. Go up here and tap on it, see what it does. Any vibration might do it a world of good. And note, she's still tied nice and tight to the stump. That's a good deal. Let's pick these up. There's something popped up above. Good deal. She's down. That was good. That is why doing one at the limits is hard. We had that back end lifted over 4 inches and it wouldn't go. Oh well. Got her on the ground. Now on the other side of the barn, we got some hackberries. They aren't as bad. They're going to have a rope on them too. So stay tuned. There's always an adventure out here. Thank you much for visiting.